Kenny, you've been in this role for 10 years, and I'd imagine you've learned a lot. That's the nature of coaching, like you said. We're always trying to learn. What's changed in the last 10 years? Have you shifted your focus in one direction or another? And like you kind of alluded to, where are you going in the future?
For me personally, it's all about the decision making and small area games and small battle stuff. Because you watch hockey at the highest levels, at the lowest levels, it's what the game is, right? If you can learn to create offense in a 2v2 situation and deny offense in a 2v2 situation, you're going to become a good player, and your teams are going to be successful. So anytime you can keep putting your players in those situations where they can and think their way out of their problems, that's the big thing to me. Because, what we're moving to, if you watch hockey now, it's almost becoming positionless hockey, right? And I'll give you two examples that easily come off the top of my head. The game-winning goal in overtime that St. Louis scores, you got a delayed penalty, so you get an extra attacker out there. You got 6 players. What looks like, if you watch the film of it again, it looks like a D-to-D pass with a one-timer screened by 2 guys out front, right? Now, the funny thing is the guy who makes the pass, the original pass to D-to-D is a defenseman to a forward, back to a defenseman for the one-timer, who's being screened by the goalie by Peter Angelo, who's a defenseman who's at the top of the slot, at the top of the crease almost. So it's like, yeah, guys line up certain spots for face-offs, but then you just kind of play hockey, right? It's almost like a motion offense in lacrosse. So the second story I'll tell about that is a conversation that I had with Martin Dowling, who's Rasmus's dad. A year and a half ago at the World Juniors, I gave a presentation at one of our coaching clinics, and he was presenting the next day. And he's talking about the Swedish development path, how they play cross-ice hockey to 12, believe it or not. Some of our parents in north of the border and down here lose their minds that their 8-year-olds are doing it. Swedes are doing it to 12. might be one reason why they're producing so many elite players. At 13 and 14, they finally move into full-ice hockey, start keeping standings at 14, first national championships at 16. And it dawns on me that he's talking about these kids just learning how to play hockey and not being put into any type of structures or pigeonhole or this. So I raised my hand and said, Martin, just out of curiosity, how long has your son been a full-time defenseman? And usually at presentations, when I ask a question, I know the answer, right? This one I actually didn't know. So I just, out of my own curiosity, I asked the question. He looks back at me and goes, 1 year. I was like, okay. For everyone in the audience, I want you to look at his last name and connect the dots. And then all of a sudden, everyone's jaws drop. Like, oh, my God, the kid who's about to be picked number 1 overall as a defenseman has been playing defense for 1 year.